Welcome to this update. So there's some big time stuff happening today. There's a enhanced risk of severe weather in Texas and Louisiana, a slight risk in Texas and Louisiana, and a marginal risk from Texas to Alabama, and another marginal risk in southeastern Florida, not southeastern, but those areas there like eastern, central Florida, and another marginal risk in Wisconsin, northern Illinois, and in Iowa, and another marginal risk in Arkansas, Missouri, southern Illinois, and Kentucky. Yes. So tornadoes 5% in Texas and Louisiana, wind and 2% from Texas to Alabama, and another 2% in Kentucky, southern Illinois, Missouri, southeastern Missouri, and northeastern Arkansas. Wind is 30% in Texas and Louisiana, and 5% from Texas to Alabama, and 15% in Texas and Louisiana, even southwesternmost Mississippi, and 5% in Florida there, in Missouri and Arkansas, in Kentucky and Illinois, and 5% in Wisconsin, Illinois and Iowa there. So let's see. Thunderstorms capable of large hail damaging winds are expected to increase across parts of central and southeastern Texas this afternoon into tonight. A couple of tornadoes also possible, and an organized cluster of storms might eventually evolve, accompanied by a more substantial risk for damaging wind gusts. So let's see hail. I didn't show you. So there's 30% in Texas and a hatched area between the 30 and the 15%. So there's a 15% and a 5% from New Mexico to Mississippi, and 5%, yes, 5% from New Mexico to Mississippi, not 15. So 5% there, and 5% in those areas of Wisconsin, Illinois, Kentucky, Missouri, Arkansas, and Iowa, and 5% in Florida, southeastern Florida. So day 2, wow, there's a marginal risk in Minnesota, in the Dakotas, and parts of Montana and Wyoming, a slight risk in Louisiana, Mississippi, Alabama, and Florida Panhandle, and a marginal risk from Florida from southern Texas to Kentucky. So tornado 2% from Texas to the Florida Panhandle, and all the way to northern Georgia, northwestern Georgia. So and a 5% in Louisiana, Mississippi, and southern Alabama. Wind 5% in those areas of the Dakotas and Wyoming, northwestern Minnesota, etc. 5% from Texas to Kentucky there, and 15% in Louisiana, Florida Panhandle, and Alabama and Mississippi. Hail is hatched in Louisiana and Mississippi, and 15% from Louisiana to Alabama, and 5% from southern Texas to Tennessee. See? So severe thunderstorms are possible from far southeast Texas into much of Louisiana, central southern Mississippi, and western Alabama on Friday. So day 3, a marginal risk from Louisiana to North Carolina. So there's a marginal risk. Isolated severe thunderstorms are possible in portions of the southeast states and Carolinas on Saturday. So that's Saturday, yeah. And day 4 is so crazy. This is so crazy. There's a 15% risk on Sunday, day 4, in Kansas and Nebraska there. So medium range, yes. So we'll keep track of this. And additional severe weather appears possible across Central Plains on day 5, Monday, as a cold front pushes eastward and southeastward across the upper Mississippi Valley in place. However, uncertainty regarding the influence of day 4, Sunday's thunderstorms, as well as much a neutral large-scale environment preclude introducing a 15% in this outlook. Okay, so you all saw that. So let's see the most cataclysmic thing of all, the excessive rainfall outlook. So it's a high today, very high, at least 70% probability of rainfall exceeding flash flood guidance within 25 miles of any given location point here. So dangerous life-threatening flash flooding is likely in condition with Houston, Texas, Shreveport, Louisiana, and Lake Charles NOI forecast offices. So the offices that made this forecast. A high-risk upgrade was introduced with this update. Dangerous life-threatening flash flooding is likely in the high-risk area of Piney Woods. A vigorous shortwave trough leading signal. Yes, if you want to read this, there's a whole discussion here. But you see that it's high, so tremendous rainfall is likely, and flash flooding. So this is serious, really serious. So please be careful. There's a moderate risk from southwestern Mississippi to Texas, and a marginal risk from Mississippi to southwestern Oklahoma, and a marginal risk from New Mexico to Indiana. So please be careful. We'll show the rainfall stuff in a second. So day 2 is also a moderate in Louisiana, that's Mississippi and Alabama, yeah, and slight from southeast Texas to Georgia, and a slight in parts of the southern Illinois, southeastern Missouri, Kentucky, Tennessee, and those areas, and a marginal from Texas to Pennsylvania. So by the start of period of 12Z5, the ongoing showers and thunderstorms from day 1 period will be moving across day 2 moderate risk. This first batch will quickly move off the north and east central Alabama and Georgia through the day with occasional showers and storms falling behind it. The front that moved okay, so here's the discussion. There's a moderate risk, yes, so please be careful on Friday too. So there's a slight risk on Saturday. So in parts of northern Florida, Georgia, and Alabama, and marginal from Louisiana to West Virginia. So please be careful. So let's see interesting things. The Weather Prediction Center. So this is the weather map for today, for tomorrow, and for day 3. So quantitative precipitation. Let's see here today, day 1. Yes. So you can see huge amounts there, 4 to 5 inches in some areas. Day 2, higher totals there in Mississippi and Alabama. Day 3 in the southeast, rain. Day 4 in the plains, back there rain, some in the east and southeast. Day 5 in parts of the Midwest. Day 6, it shows more in parts of the central Midwest. Day 7, scattered there. So days 1 through 7, huge in the south there. So please be careful. Snowfall forecast, nothing here, just some scattered areas in southwestern Canada. So days 3, okay. So let's see this interesting thing here. This experimental heat risk here. So I see many people posting this heat risks on Instagram and other areas. So it must be accurate. They said it's potential heat risk, but it's a nice tool for you to see here. So there's red in parts of Texas for the heat risk, or some yellow there, some orange in parts of California too, and some purples even in Florida there. So very hot. So be careful with the heat too. So let's see the HRRR here to see what's happening. So you can see there are storms in Texas there, some strong ones even. There'll be a lot of strong ones, parts of central Texas to southeastern Texas. Very strong storms, even in New Mexico, some firing this afternoon in West Texas there. So you can see all the rain and thunderstorms, even some storms there in the other marginal risk in Missouri and Illinois and Arkansas. So huge rainfall with the storms later. So you can see them moving to Louisiana and to Mississippi and Alabama there. So lots of severe weather and heavy rainfall with the storms. So please be safe. Let's see if this has the precipitation from the her here. So I think it has. So this is short range. So just 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 until Friday, I think. But you can see where most rains likely to fall there in Southeast Texas and Louisiana. There has been a lot of rain events there recently, so it's likely to make flooding worse too. So please be careful. I found this interesting thing from the NAM here. It shows all the rainfall in Texas there and Louisiana, but I don't know why, because the other sources we saw aren't showing this, but it's showing huge amounts of rain in parts of Alabama and yes, mainly Alabama there on Saturday mainly. So they'll be there on Friday, but on Saturday it increases a lot there. So they have a moderate risk for Friday only. So maybe and a slight risk for Saturday for excessive rainfall. So they might upgrade something or what. But let's see with another model, like the GFS. Dordairo, Dairo here. So it has more rain over Mississippi, Texas, and Louisiana there, especially some areas of 8 inches in southern Louisiana there, but it doesn't show that hotspot in Alabama. So we'll see what happens. But please stay safe and turn around, don't drown, and please be careful with flooding and severe weather. And join our Discord in the description below, because we post occasional severe weather updates there that might be helpful in the severe weather chat. So stay safe.